The dinosaur is back to rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to rhymes. Boost straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent they playing the Metropolis Times. I write these raps under the gun. Hey, I see you back. Where'd you get you some? A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to rhymes. Now it's time. Time why? Because it's back to rhymes. Back to rhymes. Now it's time. Time why? Because it's back to rhymes.
My guest, vocalist, MC, Mammy Pie, nailed it. Good work. So there we are. So I'm not the only one who's got the theme song down. So feel free to submit one. Thank you. Goodbye. All right. That's right. I'm in the man closet tonight. Kind of got a desk. So I got my list too. Let's take a look. Get onto the list. And that's this School Us album sales. I need another little folding chair here. I can do it like this. All right. School Us album sales. Trained somebody this week. Nice person. Very nice. Wasn't ready to take the leap. I gotta say, shout out to the Aurora Lawnmower. I drove over there, and Gary, very good supporters of my efforts, trying to help me with the sale. I'm gonna probably talk to them about, hey, do you want to have some of these at the counter for people to, for those curious to how good of a rapper their mailman is, they could find out. Uh, so that's how that's coming along. And my Reformation music video, I need to check in. I'll probably check in with Mike soon. He will be glorified. I need to make a phone call, but it's not going to be this week. YouTube channel. I probably would. I've been working on my website, which I'm working on getting better link to my YouTube channel and getting the two channels to be connect, be on the website. So that was my single biggest victory this week. In that there's namecheap.com, which is the domain host, and it's having some stress and personal challenges with trying to get this thing, and I finally figured it out. I was even doing a chat. I need time to do that. It was a good, because if I were to put like an hour a week into music minimum, let's say, minus this YouTube channel, the bulk of that went to this working on this website, helping this website. So I got Giorgio on as a manager, so he can do things on the website. He set it up, so I was kind of surprised he wasn't on there already, but I got him on there. So I think that will go a long ways towards, because I have a business card. I think I've shown it before. I should probably show it regularly. Um, and that I can hand somebody a business card. It says Goodyear Productions. Go to Goodyear Productions, and you've always been able to do that and go to see No Hoke. So the first video that pops up is No Hope. The second one's Keep on Dreaming up there to keep watching. No Hoke's at 535 views, I think. So that went up a little bit. Keep on Dreaming is at the same spot, 90. So that's fine. So that's with the website and the YouTube channel. That's the improvement. So to me, so stressful, so tedious. Not anything I want to do, but we got that done. So now I got to get with Giorgio and say, okay, Giorgio, do you have everything, or do we need to talk? He did also in the email mention to me that he can't find my songs on Amazon or on Apple, I believe. think he said Apple, iTunes, something like that. So I do need to do some research and answer his question as to why that is. Yeah, did they fall off? Because I think he knew that they used to be on there. So yeah, it'd be good to know what's up with that. Rules of engagement, nothing new to say about that. Bellevue Ballers, work in progress. Better bread, this is the week. Aaron's gonna happen, bro. We'll make some moves on that CD. I might not get it uploaded, but I'll get a hard CD done on a better bread. Trump's gonna thump. So that's my other thing I'm gonna work on this week. I think I mentioned that I heard back from the copyright office, so it's an additional $65 to copyright the video. Might not quite do that right away. I probably will, but not right away. I just want to get this better bread done. And so, but what's left to do that Trump's gonna thump, and that's another $50 to have it uploaded on the CD Baby so they can distribute it. It hasn't been digitally distributed yet, except for with what I did on YouTube, but that's not, they have ways to promote it beyond what I can do, by for sure. So there's still some possibility there. So yeah, I think about that. I better get the copyright. Yeah, slow things down. I'm gonna probably put that out to them first and then turn around. This is tough. I'm off this week. That's the only reason I can really think about doing a decent amount of stuff. But I mean, an hour a day is about all I can handle of this stuff. So I would say finish that because what happened was I had the photo. It's supposed to be from the original album cover, which it's just a single, so there's no real album. I had that uploaded, but CD Baby only saves it for 21 days. So I finally took the WAV file, which Dale had sent me a while back, and I finally got to it. All right, I'm gonna upload it. Yay, it's working. Everything great. Yay. Oh, but then where'd the picture go? So I realized it disappeared because I took too long. Now I'm looking like, which picture is it? So at least I think I have it saved in my downloads, and I think it'll go reasonably quick. So I think my next move, upload the picture, pay the money, and it's out to the free market, the digital realm. Then I'll work on better bread, and then I'll come back around to the copyright on Trump's Gonna Thump. That's my order of business, I believe. And then finally, complete songs I've made lyrics for on YouTube. So Alex, I talked to him a little bit, and I mentioned to him about the Tarps and Tents tour. He did like the theme song. I was glad to hear that. He mentioned something about changing the lyrics. I'm not much of a remix person. I like to just come up with something totally new, but we'll see. But I do want to have that song. So with a show like that, having a kind of a pop up, I guess they use the term pop up. It'd be like a pop up concert, a flash mob concert, whatever this kind of impromptu, just show up, set up, bam, and I'd have to have that song on there. So I would use, like Mark sent me those beats, so I could probably use one of those. Throw in Dory the parakeet little sample, possibly. We'll see. I'll have something original material for that. So that's the update for the music, for the projects. Now get back to my normal spot. So like I said, it is actually more cramped than it used to be. This fits, but I don't have the elbow room I had. Oh well, gotta do what I gotta do. Slipping on the pen. I'm having a pen here. Am I slipping that hard? Uh-oh. Yeah. How are you gonna write raps if you don't have a pen, Holmes? Well, it's been a while since I've been down here, so I hope you all forgive me as I go get a pen in 2 seconds. Oh my Lord, that's bad, bad, bad. Sorry. Here I am. God. Post office pen. That was bad, bad, bad. I apologize. Man, this isn't good at all, though. I don't like my elbow. I don't know. Elbow room. All right. Update with current events. So the thing that keeps coming back to me is talking to my brother. He mentioned that the metrics for reopening. So now we're in phase 2 again, whatever that is. And Eastern Washington is not even there. I think. And then that's the other problem, being down in the dungeon, is the connection is good. Oh man. So I am told by him, and I tried to do a little research, but he watches the news way, like local news and things like that. Even though he's in Spokane, he gets a lot of Seattle news, but Washington State news for sure. The ways that one of the 4 metrics for measuring how we're doing with this is to have a 10% or less positive rate for those who are tested. If it's 10% or less, then we're good to go to reopen more or something. This stuff, so who wants to even read this stuff? So, and he mentioned that it's 10% of those tested. Well, is that a random sample? Is that the general population? No, that's people who think they need to be tested. Right? So that's not 10% of the population. So he just said that's a flawed study. And I can't imagine I couldn't really quickly figure out if what he's saying is right, but I suspect he's right. And that's just another con job, let's just face it. So meanwhile, these businesses, they're trying to do what they can. All right, so Surreal. Man, look how I'm set up here. I don't know. I didn't think it'd be this bad. I guess I'll use this. Ethan, haven't seen him. Here's your album, bro. I have not seen him. I got a week off. If we're going to talk, it wouldn't be bad. I should have got his number maybe, but I got to watch it, I got to make sure I don't get I got to make sure the conversation is reasonably positive. It can't be too depressed. All right, let's go with what I have. Verse 1. And I think I was working through a hook. I'm living in an insane asylum, at the very least, so it seems, surrounded by a perpetual nightmare. That's why I cling tight to my dreams. I want to traffic in conjecture. I want to speak out of turn at the lectern. So sure are we that this time you'll be right. Your past mispredictions are all out of sight. You'll not lost one wink of sleep last night because your checks kept cashing on Trump and his ilk kept bashing. You come off as a pro old fashioned. I see past all the pseudo seriousness. Your act I don't miss, your arrogance I dismiss, so I can focus on bliss on high. That's why I have surreal in my life to allow me to have perspective to work at what's right. I don't know if that's how I was ending it. That's why I have Sir Real in my life to allow me to have perspective, to work at what's right. Hmm. I still want to say a little more about how Christ, as God on earth, and certainly God Almighty, God, so separate from human beings. And one thing I was thinking about, and I hear it on Christian radio, and that's for, I guess, a lot of Christians struggle with the idea that God has kind of turned his back on them. I had my song, You Will Be Glorified, literally is about that. I've never thought personally like that, but I have to be empathetic towards that. I just can't exactly relate. The other thing that came to my mind is that people, I guess they want God to change to hit their ways. They want God to come their way, you know, and that, of course, is an impossibility because God is unchangeable, which is why he's to be worshipped and loved and adored. We got to be thankful that you can't move him to our way of thinking. We got to go to his way of thinking, right? So that's why I just think about when it comes to how churches kind of get on little you know little they get influenced by the world and by the culture and blend things, and in the end they're kind of trying to, I don't know if it's a negotiation with God or, see, that's the other thing I've been reading is that the standard for teachers is higher than just a regular lay person in the faith. If you're going to put yourself out there as a leader leading others, you have a higher standard. So if you're making stuff up about God and who he is and trying to change his plan for his people, and you're misguiding people and getting them to do things that he had never wanted his people, his followers to ever do, there's accountability for that. I just can't imagine calling myself a leader, a faith leader, and doing that. That's much more dangerous than just being a regular person out here walking the streets and just ignoring God, frankly. That's why I have surreal in my life to allow me to have perspective to work out what's right. Um, that's right. Okay. And what am I calling this? So again, things seem so out of whack, so unreal. So it's good to have this unchanging. I didn't bring the Bible. The word never changes. It's there for all time. I like to allow me to have perspective to work out what's right, to be in God's unerring word. I mean, our perspective, work out what's right. To be in God's unerring word allows me I really hate to say this. You get these names for these things, I better not because of it. The deals you sit on in the bathroom? I used to put those in because I did janitorial. It's a shame. I can't do it. If I didn't know, I'd do it, but I can't do it. All right. Allows for me That's a shame. I can allows for me to be let me say allows my soul to be reassured. All right, so that would complete the hook to end the full first verse. So let's do it again because I started out rough a little bit anyway. I'm living in an insane asylum. At the very least, so it seems. Surrounded by a perpetual nightmare, that's why I cling tight, tight to my dreams. Not want to traffic in conjecture. I want to speak out of turn at the lectern. So sure are we that this time you'll be right? Your past missed predictions are all out of sight. You lost not a wink of sleep last night, 'cause your checks kept cashing on Trump and his ilk kept blasting. You come off as pros pro, old fashioned. I gotta say as a pros pro. I see past all your pseudo seriousness. Your act I don't dismiss. I don't miss, sorry. Your arrogance I dismiss. I can so I can focus on bliss on high. That's why I have surreal in my life. To allow me to have perspective, to work at what's right, to to be in God's inerring word, allows my soul to rest assured. So that's the verse one. Where do I go from here? I could make a contrast to that. Verse two. I don't know if I can handle 3 verses of this one. Let me just write them out. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. So maybe I'll start by saying, so I started by saying I'm living in an insane asylum. At the very least, so it seems. Surrounded by perpetual nightmare. That's why I cling tight, tight to my dreams. Maybe I'll just go on about surreal. Surreal knows the way for real. And for me, I don't know if I'd say, I want to say appeal, right? And for me, that's not his appeal only. I don't want to just only say that. I can't say it's an appeal. Surreal knows the way for real. And for me, that's a real appeal. That helps me discern and helps me know the deal. Helps helps me know the helps me know the deal. I can get rid of that. Helps me discern, helps me know the deal. Surreal knows the way for real. And for that, and for me, that's real appeal. That's a real appeal. Helps me discern, helps me know the deal. Because out here, it's a free for all. Now, I did 3 verses, 3 lines, and I'm going to switch it up here. I don't know if that's okay, but I'm doing it. Let me see. Because out here, it's a free for all. So-called leaders seem to feel free from all standards of morality and righteousness. Their misguided ways don't that's a long sentence, but it kind of works out. Allow them to do right by us. We still got to pray for them. I can say that. We're still called to pray for them, to intercede. I was just reading Timothy, and I've been going over and over because I'm in a Bible study. I don't know, they go real, take their time on the scripture, and I'm not there to discuss it. So all I'm doing is just reading it over and over, which is good. Their misguided ways don't allow them to do right by us. I'm still called to pray for them. That surreal intercede, um, show the way to them. And they'd receive that call. And soften their hearts, soften their hearts, and fall. And we'll pick it up next time, y'all.